Thing, but we did get a Noelle. So he is an air, or she is an air unit. I'm gonna pick the one with the best stats right here. This one right here. So I'm gonna pick her. Oh, she's very cheap as well. She's really cheap for a unit. I think she's one of the cheapest mythical units right now in the game, and she is an air unit. Let's go take a look at her passive. The unit gets plus 100% more yen from. This is an amazing unit. So she is a pretty amazing unit, but I'm gonna test her out and go watch the full video to finally find out the verdict and why that's the case. We're actually gonna go test her out here. Now the reason why I think she's gonna be insane is because she has plus 100% yen gain from enemies, which means she is going to help you farm, okay? And she's also gonna help you do damage. And on top of that, she's an air unit. So if you combine all of these things together, I think she's a good support unit, and also, apart from being a good support unit, it's gonna be a decent unit as well because he hits air, or she hits air. So this is a genuinely must-have unit. Actually, this might be a must-have unit. She might actually be a must-have unit because of this passive. So very cheap. How many placements is she? That's the question. So if she also has like a lot of placement, that's actually gonna be kind of crazy. That's actually gonna be kind of insane. So maybe we're gonna place one right here, and then later on we're gonna place him down at the back. So it also depends on how many kills she can get. Like if she can get a lot of kills, that's gonna be very good. But if she can barely get any kills, then that's not gonna be very good. But I think since her damage is very decent, I think she can get a lot of kills. This is very good passive. But the only problem with her might be the fact that her damage is pretty low. But again, she's very good because of that passive. So I think it's not gonna be a must. I don't think it's gonna be a must-have. But I think for a lot of beginners, she probably will be pretty good. And also in story mode, I think she'll be pretty good. But I don't think she's gonna be a must-have in some certain game modes because, for example, in adventure or in raids, you most of the time have enough gold to upgrade most of your units, which is why this passive might actually be not as important as, you know, I made it out to be in the beginning. But still, it's a very powerful passive, very good passive. But this probably will change depending on what traits we're gonna get her. I feel like Paladin's probably gonna be good for her. But if not Paladin, then maybe Miracle, something like that. And also if you add her up with the gold that you get from Bulma, she's actually kind of nasty. If I'm being honest with you, she's kind of pretty good. So yeah, we're getting a lot of gold from both of these units right here. So I think I might need to probably place one Noelle a little bit closer right here at the front to like fully showcase, and also probably remove the Itachi here at the front as well. Okay, so let's put her right there. So her first move is I don't know what her first move is called, but her first move is whatever she's doing right there, like breathing water at the enemy or throwing water at the enemy. Alright, so second or her ability upgrade, first ability upgrade is Water Smash, which turns into a big circle, which is at upgrade 3, and then you get Water Barrage. So from what I've heard, she doesn't do full area of effect. She doesn't need to do full area of effect, but she turns into a big circle, which I think is pretty good. Now her damage is pretty horrendous. I think her damage is genuinely pretty horrendous. But again, that passive I think is what's gonna be carrying her, in my opinion. But again, there are some certain game modes where you won't need this. And I think, for example, Infinite, she's gonna be a horrendous Infinite unit. You won't need her in Infinite because you have farm units there, and yen is never a problem in Infinite. But in game modes, like for example, story mode, perhaps, maybe challenges, I think there's a use for her in challenges. There's a use for her in story mode as well. Beginners, I believe, will 100% benefit with having her on their team because of just how good she is as a unit in general. Now, I feel like she's really aimed, in my opinion, for beginner units because of the way her passive works. I feel like she's going to be very useful for people that doesn't have Bulma or don't have wealth on Bulma, because she's gonna help you get a lot of gold. But I think that's really it for her. She's a very good on paper, but I think when you take a look at it, a lot of the hardest game modes in the game, you're gonna have enough gold anyways. So for beginners, again, for beginners and certain game modes, she's definitely going to be crazy. But there's she's more of a niche unit, right? Like I think she's very good for challenges, very good for story mode, very good for beginners. But Infinite, she's gonna be horrendous. Raids, she's gonna be horrendous. Adventures, she's gonna be horrendous because her damage isn't that great. And I know it's level 1, but from what I'm hearing from people on Discord, her damage is not that great. But the passive is very decent. Okay, so I think where she will shine the most is as a beginner unit and as a story mode or perhaps challenge unit, because there's challenges that that increase the price, and there's challenges that also have air units, so you might benefit from having her. But I think that's pretty much it for her, in my opinion. And I just want you guys to keep in mind that every single last one of this might change when they're finally evolved. There's not that much info, so I'm basing my showcase on them being unevolved. But their current unevolved state, in my opinion, Noelle is a pretty good beginner unit. Maybe she's gonna become even crazier when she gets evolved. Like for example, from what I've heard, Light is even better than Mercury, which is kind of crazy. So Light might actually be an insane unit after all. And in my showcase, if you watched it, I said he was a decent unit, but he might actually be a meta unit because his evolved is crazy. So that might be the same for Noelle. She might actually have further uses when she gets evolved. But right now, she's a good beginner unit as a non-evolved unit. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.